half, the Eagles lead 21-0 over the Tunstall Trojans here at the Branch Senior Night at Christopher Stadium. And once again, our halftime show is brought to you by Lee Vogler for Danville City Council. Well, we can drop the last part now. It's just Lee Vogler now after the votes were tallied. First off, congratulations.
Thank you, Chuck. It's been a whirlwind week, but I'm feeling so grateful and blessed. So.
And what is that like? I mean, you're being very few endeavors in life. Sports is one of them, where success or failure is so obviously quantified. You either got the votes or you did not get the votes, and usually, life is well, maybe I did good there. You did good Tuesday. I mean, but you're waiting for the results and you get them in. But that's it's gratifying, but it's got to be nerve-wracking.
Oh, it is. It's a very interesting experience. You prepare, you do all the things. Like you said, it's a lot like sports, and then you're out there, You're playing the game, you feel like you left it all out there on the field. But the only difference is then you got to sit and wait.
You got to wait for the final score.
and so when the results were coming in, obviously it started out good. It was going well. We felt good about it, and then we had that lull in between where it was like, okay, all the election day votes had been counted. And we saw we were number one and felt good about it. We're like, okay, but now we got 9,000 early votes.
Because there were just as many early votes as there was day of votes. So yeah, half your electorate we're going to add at one time here. So everyone was like crossing their fingers. But as it turned out, the most in city history. I mean, because we're now holding it at the same time the presidential election, and we're getting 60% turnout. But we had a good turnout this year because I think voters in Danville, even though the city council election was to be overshadowed obviously by the presidential election, we had a lot of interest in the council election this year. I think the people of Danville were very much in tune with this local election, and unlike what some people like me thought might get lost in the shuffle, it did not.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it was interesting. I think about, so I ended up with 8,980 votes. First of all, it's hard for me to even quantify that many people, much less to get behind you. And I think there was about 17,500 or so voters, period. So kind of one out of every two people that went in to vote checked my name, but also, the other candidates, they're Madison was over 8,000 and some of those. So it was a lot of votes in the council race where you can vote for multiple people. I think that's a kind of different thing too. So, but yeah, people were very much engaged. I found folks coming through that they said, I saw your commercial on YouTube, or I heard you on this, or I followed this, or so more folks were aware of what was going on than maybe you would be worried about happening in a race where there's obviously larger races.
It was a good, clean race too. I mean, we had lots of issues, discussions. We've seen council races that got a little personal sometimes. This was not the case this year, and we had, I think, 9 good candidates. The quality of the candidates from top to bottom was super this year. That's not always the case, quite frankly, but I think we can say that this year. And it was a good, spirited, but clean campaign, and I think the issues won out.
Yeah, I do too. I mentioned it at the council meeting last night that I thanked all the candidates, including the 4 challengers. I think it was a good above board race, and there were a lot of good issues that came up, and everyone fought hard, and I think it made me, and I'm sure the others, kind of elevate their game. I kind of joke, if one of them put 3 signs up, and then I only have 4. If they brought up this, and I'm going to bring up that, and I think everyone benefited from that good, friendly competition.
But with the votes were tallied, all 5 are going back. I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I don't think you can take that as anything else other than more or less endorsement of what's been going on. Even though, again, you always try to get better, but that's a pretty good thumbs up.
Yeah, it makes you feel good about the work that you've been doing and the way you do it. I mean, collectively as a team to go back in, I think folks have kind of recognized where we were and now where we are, and also that we work really well together. That is unfortunately not as common as you would like, but we have a group that works well together. And
heck, you say? No, really. I mean, I've been doing news for 40 years now, and this council, and again, I mean, it's not because, one thing I've always heard, peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the mastery of conflict. And there is conflict. There's going to be among 9 people, but you guys, again, not only get it resolved, but you get it resolved, at least by best I can tell, with the best interest of the people in mind.
Right.
It's not personal. This is about Danville, and I think voters have responded to that.
It's people first. It's not politics, and I think the way you go about doing things, you treat your colleagues with respect and dignity. And look, we had a meeting last night. We were there till probably 11 o'clock through work session and closed session, and there was some very spirited discussions about some things that'll be coming up. But everyone left there with a smile on their face and shaking hands and talking about what's next. So it's just the way we operate in Danville. I think it's a big part of the reason we've had some success. And quite frankly, this upcoming week, folks are going to hear about a very big success that's coming. I really wish I could tell everybody tonight, but I could tell you.
He's about to burst up here. I'm telling
I tell you about the middle of this upcoming week.
Yeah.
You're going to hear something very big for this region, and I'm excited about it.
We can't wait. I mean, heck, it's not like we don't have other big things going on. We got the casino's opening date this week. Oh, that's kind of a thing. Yeah, people have been talking about for some time. But I mean, on a lesser scale, though, right across the river here on Mount Crossroad, there's going to be a battery storage facility that, again, you may not think it's going to mean anything to you. Well, potentially lower energy bills, which people have a bit of a concern about that, as you noted last night.
Yeah, after speaking with several thousand people over the last few months, you hear
a thing or two
you get a
about
good barometer on where folks are feeling, and certainly utility bills is high on that list. And I know me and some of the other candidates and other council members, that's something that we really want to wrap our hands around and try to figure out. So anytime we get more energy produced on our side of the grid, it's just common sense. And so I'm always excited about those kind of projects.
And again, just to go back over the numbers on Tuesday, all 5 incumbents returned to City Council. It's because, again, you guys have had to make some difficult decisions the past couple of years. Not all of them were popular, but that comes with the territory. But again, not the absence of conflict, but the mastery of conflict. I think that's the story in City Council.
It is, and look, politics is the art of compromise, or at least it should be. You know, I feel very strongly about things on there, but I'm one of 9 members, and so I'm not going to get 100% of everything that I want, and neither is another council member. But the thing is what is our end goal? What are we trying to achieve? And it should always be about, as you said, help our citizens and what is the best for our citizens. Okay, so let's figure out what that is. How do we get there? And find a way, okay, look, maybe you don't get it exactly the way you want, maybe I don't get it exactly the way I want. We come together, where is that compromise and that middle ground? And let's move forward. And if it's something we need to come back at later on, we can have a discussion again. But we never get personal with each other, and we never get nasty in there, and even during the campaign time, and that's when it gets the most stressful. But it never really got out of hand or anything like that. And so it's always good friendly competition, and now we're moving forward always for the betterment of our citizens.
And congratulations once again. It was a heck of a race, but again, you're one of 9, like you said, but being in first place is more fun than second or third or fourth. It just is.
I would tell you that it was kind of full circle moment for me Tuesday night, because we were on the roof of the B, which is on South Union, and I was thinking 12 years earlier, I was literally like right next door on the lower level of the temple, and that night I was talking about making history as the youngest ever, and then Tuesday night to make history as the most votes ever. It's been a heck of a ride the last 12 years, and I'm very grateful to the people of Danville who've always had my back, and I'm always going to have yours, because I love this city. This is home.
Appreciate it. Lee Vogler returning to Danville City Council for 4 more years, and we won't have to worry about seeing the council signs up for about another 18 months or so. We'll go ahead and chalk up that small victory. Eagles are up 21-0. We'll bring you back for more. The halftime show, still presented by Lee Vogler for City Council. We bring you back for more in 2 minutes.